So you want to make your dreams happen and you work on them day by day because that's what you have to do. Get the tasks done. But sometimes you're not sure if you're doing it right. And this is why I share this video with you. So this is what I have done day by day in order to get from 0 to 10K a month. This is really a full review of my daily work tasks, when I got up, when I had my lunch breaks, what I did when to get from 0 to 10K a month. So you can really make sure that you are having the right daily schedule right now. So without any further ado, let's hop right into it. So what I did in that phase, that was back in 2020, okay? When lockdown happened, and that was when I started my business, and that was when I went from 0 to 10K a month. So I woke up at 6:30 in the morning. That was the first thing. And why is that important? I mean, this is not a specific task, it's just waking up, but it's waking up early. And it doesn't matter what early means for you. Maybe early means 4:30 for you. Maybe early means 8 for you. But get up at a time where you feel it's really early and you are ahead of time, okay? For me, 6:30 was early. I tried 5:30, really didn't work out too well. And 6:30 was just a sweet spot where I still felt like it's early in the day and I still felt like I'm ahead of things and I'm ahead of my time. But it was still doable for me. Experiment a little bit here and try to figure out that sweet spot for you. But there is really a magical power to getting up early. Because you feel like you're ahead of things right in the morning. You feel like you accomplished something by just getting up early. You're already up and working while everyone else is still asleep and dreaming. You're already up and working on making your dreams reality, right? So that is super, super powerful. It's not really something practical by this makes you more money just because. It's just more like you get a feeling of accomplishment. And this feeling of accomplishment will lead you to do better actions. And the actions are what will get you the result at the end of the day. But sometimes in order to be able to do the right actions, we have to get into the right state of mind, right? That's why I think some people really have success with affirmations, not because you just affirm or manifest something and then it magically appears in your life, right? I don't think that's how it works, but I think if you manifest something, you manifest the personality you would have to have in order to get these things, and that changes your actions that you day by day do. Therefore, it can actually get you the thing that you manifested, but because it changed the way you act, and if you act differently, you will get different results, right? So getting up at 6:30 in the morning, that's what I did. That was the first thing. So and then I had a morning routine, and I really tried a lot of morning routines, and I dialed it down to the simplest things that still got me the results. So first thing in the morning, after I got up, I hopped under a cold shower, and for example, I don't do that anymore. I sometimes do it after my morning run, but I did that when I went from 0 to 10K a month. So I just want to share with you what I did back then. So first thing, hopped under a cold shower. Second thing, got some water in, okay? So I tried a lot of things. I tried celery juice, half a liter of fresh pressed celery juice in the morning. I pressed it myself. It was work, but it really helped me be in the best shape possible, right? I tried lemon juice, just squeezing in some lemons into the water and some pink Himalaya salt. I tried just water, right? All of that works, but just get in some water. I don't care if it's with celery juice or lemon juice or just water, but just get half a liter of water in. That's super important. Second thing I did was I went for a quick walk, get in some fresh air, some sunlight, and that's the second thing I did, and most of the time I listened to podcasts while doing that. Then I do a quick workout or just stretching session. For just 20 to 30 minutes, I either do a quick workout or just a stretching session depending on what I need, okay? It's also important to not get too stiff with your routines, okay? Don't get too stuck in your routines. Right, so that's basically my morning routine. Getting up, cold shower, water, stretching, or workout session. 3 things, super easy. And then last thing before I hop into my work block was a quick 10-minute meditation. Back then, when I went from 0 to 10K a month, I used an app called Headspace. Okay, Headspace, it's an app, it's $10 a month or so, and it's a very good app to get started with meditation. And as you progress further on your journey with meditation, you won't need that anymore. And as of right now, I just set a timer on 10 minutes and meditate, right? I just count my breath and that's it. super simple. And why is meditation so important? Because if you want to build a business and make money with your business, the tool that you use in order to do that is your mind, your brain, okay? And I think it was some president of the United States who once said, if I have 6 hours to chop down a tree, I will spend the first 4 to sharpen the axe. And that is so true. Instead of just getting right into work, having a quick morning routine that really gets you in the right state of mind where you can really perform at your best is so vital. And if your mind, your brain is the thing that is making you money because you need it to build that business, then it's worth to sharpen it. And how do you sharpen your mind? By mindfulness exercises, aka meditation. You learn to focus. You learn to train your mind, that it's not drifting around everywhere like a monkey brain all of the time, because you're maybe on social media all the time and your brain is completely fried and you can't focus. If you're in that state of mind, you won't be able to build a successful business. You have to master yourself first. This is so important. At the end of the day, if you're not making 10K a month, it's not a business problem. It's a personal problem manifesting in your business because you are not the person who's able to make 10K a month. That is the only thing. If you become the person, then making 10K a month is not hard. It's really like the actual steps you need to take within the business are not that hard. It's pretty simple. The only reason is because you're not the right personality yet. So we have to work on that, right? And it's okay. It's a great reward that we're getting and it's worth it to put in some work. Okay, so the next thing after I did that is I started to work. Like the best thing you could do is get into a 4-hour work block of doing outreach. Because if you're starting your business from 0 to 10K a month, the only thing you need to focus on is doing outreach, contacting potential clients, okay? But to be super realistic here and really just be super truthful, back then I was still in uni. So I also had to learn for university. So what I did after my morning routine, the first 3 hours of the day, I invested into learning, and that was it. Then I ticked off uni for the day and I didn't care about uni for the rest of the day. And it somehow worked until I eventually dropped out because I earned way more money than I would have with the job that my uni would have gotten me. So yeah, it didn't make sense. But until then, it worked good, right? So I did that. I ticked off that thing that I needed to do, so I don't need to worry about it for the rest of the day. So first 3 hours of the day, I learned for uni. So then I started to do that at around 7:30 then, depending on how long my morning routine took. So I did that for 3 hours, then it was like 10:30. Then I had a quick breakfast, okay? Nothing too heavy. As of right now, I would recommend to have just some eggs and maybe some bacon, something like that, or just fruits if you're the fruit type of guy. Just something quick, don't spend too much time, maybe 20 minutes max. And then I went right back into work. And then I started my first work block, and that was doing outreach. So back then what I did, I wanted to get clients for my e-commerce ads agency, as everyone did in 2020. And I recorded looms for potential clients and I gave them tips on how they could improve their ads. And I sent out these looms via email and also DM for the ones who didn't respond on the email, which were the majority. But yeah, I did that, and eventually I ended up closing a client from that. I'm making $4.5 grand a month with that first client, and then just that client got me some referrals because they had great results. So actually it was absolutely worth it, right? So actually for just closing that client, I made like $150,000 to $200,000 at least, because just from this client, because they stayed at 1.5 years or so. And then also they referred me another client which stayed 1.5 years or so. So yeah, I made like $150,000 to $200,000 just from closing this one client basically. So yes, it was well worth it. So I did that. I sent out outreaches, and then I had a lunch break at around 2 p.m. for 1 hour. And after my lunch break, I did some yoga, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Lunch break, yoga, right back to work. And then I basically worked until like 10 p.m. Then I went to bed and did the same thing the next day. Yes, it was hard work, but yes, it was absolutely worth it, because today I can live the life of my dreams, have the best people around me, travel the world, don't worry about money, like all of these things. So it was absolutely worth it. So that was really what I did in a day. Once I closed the first client, that changed up a little bit, because then you also have to factor in some client work. So what I then did, I did outreach, and then after my lunch break, I did a little more outreach, or 1 to 2 more hours, and then I had like 2 to 3 hours of actual client work, actual service delivery. I did that myself in the beginning. I didn't really fully understand the agency business model in the beginning. But yeah, I did that myself, and was just in the beginning a very well paid freelancer, but still I was making quite good amount of money with pretty little work input for the actual client work, and they still get great results. So it was a good situation. So actually that's what I did in a day. It's pretty simple. I got up early, Then quick morning routine, set the tone for the day because it's more important who you are and what you do. And then starting with outreach, most important thing, then factoring in some client work so they have great results and they give you referrals, and then going to bed. And I forgot to mention, I also had an evening routine. So every day ask a few questions. What was a success today? Why was it a success? How can I expand on this success? And what is the next step to expand this success? That's what I did. And ladies and gentlemen, this was my whole day on how I got from 0 to 10K a month. This is not magic. At the end of the day, always the simple things. Doing the simple things consistently is what gets you great results. That's it. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a thumbs up and I'll catch you in the next one. And don't forget, if you are watching this, then you are on the right path. So keep going. Thank you.